Hello. Hey, long time no see on Periscope. How's it going? Let me know where you're scoping from. Haven't been on here in probably what seems like a very, very long time. Okay, hopefully I can see the comments because last time I had a hard time seeing them. They weren't scrolling up. Hey, T. Yay, I did it. Okay, Memphis is here. Hey, Memphis. Okay, I can't see where you're scoping from. Who else is here? Go ahead and Delaware. Hey, Delaware. New York, Miami, Atlanta. Hey, Atlanta. New Orleans, Atlanta again. Tasha from Michigan. Hey, Tasha. Hey, T. T is okay. Thank you, T, for insisting that I get on. You all can thank T, Youth Pastor T, for insisting that I get on in scope because she gets on me about not doing it. So thank you, T, for being that voice that says, okay, you need to go ahead and get on Periscope. Can you all hear me okay? T, can you hear me? Okay, perfect. Hey. Hello. Perfect. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Thank you. See, T, somebody just said thank you, T. So, yeah, you guys can shout out T because, hey, Tiki. Oh, my God. That's my little cousin. Hey, Tiki. So, you all can thank T for being on here because she really, really stays on me about that. She's like, just go ahead and get on Periscope. You haven't been on there in a long time. So, she and I were sharing a few things. She has asked me, I was talking to my dad, who I think is one of the wisest people that I know. And she's asked me when I'm with him, can I please record him so that she can like enjoy and suck up some of his wisdom. So I told her I would. The next time I'm with him. He's 87 years old, and he used to be actually an undercover homicide detective. So he's got amazing, amazing perspective, and he's able to just like stay calm in any situation. And he's just, real, real cool and very matter of fact. But then he'll say the most profound things that'll really cause you to kind of stop and think and revisit some of the ways that you're actually looking at things. So I'm sharing with him, I get to FaceTime with him now on a regular basis because for his 87th birthday, he got an iPhone. Now this is somebody who had a flip phone that was about probably 20 years old that he never used. But once he discovered an iPhone, then he had to get Wi-Fi and 4G. So he's like now over the top with his technology. So he's FaceTiming me. And I'm sharing with him how one of our relatives is doing like a family ancestry tree. And I said, well, it would be a really good idea because you are the oldest living relative on that side of the family. I said, we should do your DNA test and trace your ancestry so you can know all of your ancestry. So he sits and he gets a little quiet. And he says, why would I do that? And I said, well, it's just kind of good to know, don't you think? And he got quiet again. He said, but for what? He said, because what would I do differently? He said, it's still a what from the past, and it's not going to change anything for the present. He said, whatever I know isn't going to make a difference to what I need to do next. So I started thinking about that, and I thought, how often do we get stuck in a why from the past that isn't going to make a difference for our present? And we will sit and rehearse and go over and over again. Why did they walk away? Why did I get rejected? Why didn't I get that job that I wanted? Why did, all of these things happen to me? Why can't I do this? Why? And we will rehearse why to the point that we end up stuck in the past because why will anchor us to the past. And I started thinking that if you can shift your mindset where you don't even focus on the why, because if you can recognize that even if you knew the why, it's not going to change your what. Like, you are who you are today, you're where you are today, and you have to think about what you're going to do next and what you're going to do to go forward. So if you really sit and think about it and you ask yourself, is it really going to make a difference for where I'm going next? And chances are it's not. You know how the Bible says that, you're supposed to have life and have it more abundantly? You can't have an abundant life if you're anchored into your past trying to figure out a why. You may go on to glory never knowing the reason why. In fact, that may be the first thing you have to take up with God when you get on to heaven and try and understand that why. But in the meantime, you don't want to get stuck there, because here's what I realized as I was sitting there thinking about what Dad was saying. When we focus on the why, when we focus on our why, knowing why God created us, knowing why we're here, knowing why we have purpose, when we focus on our own why and what God has put in our heart, then that's purpose, that's fruitful, that's excellent things to think about. But when we focus on their why did they reject me? Why did they walk away? Why did this happen? Why didn't I get that job? When we focus on somebody else's why they did what they did, that's a distraction. So our why is fruitful. Focusing on their why, that's a distraction. And it will keep you so anchored into your past that you can't move forward with what's next. So I would encourage you to really sit and think about it and say, as I keep rehearsing this why, what difference is it going to make? And if it's not going to make a very significant difference in your next step, in what God has for you, then it's time to let it go. It's time to lift up that anchor of why so you can move forward, get unstuck, dig it up. So that's all that I have. Is I want you to be free from the why and make peace with not knowing and be okay with it. Kind of like Dad said when he was just kind of so matter of fact, like, okay, but even if I knew, what would I do differently? And say, okay, even if I knew why that low down, dirty dog, two-faced, betrayed me, played around, and walked out, even if I knew why from what he did 5 years ago, how is that going to help me move forward? It won't, because that's his issue. So let go of the distraction of their why and stay focused on your why God has you here, and get about that. I hope that blesses you, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining. I really, really do appreciate it. T always says that I leave too quickly. So if you guys have a question or something you want to kind of add on real quick before I get off, then go ahead and put it up on the screen. I'll sit here for a second and read your questions or anything that you have. Okay, timely. Thank you. She must be stuck in her why asking, saying it's timely, And it is, we all do it, but, you really have to, be intentional about stopping it. Okay, I don't see anything coming on my screen, but, I've had problems with this before, so I can't really tell if comments. Thanks, straight to the point. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. This speaks to, I couldn't see the rest of it. Okay. So I'm not seeing all of my comments, but thank you so much. And if you have more comments that I didn't see, or you want to, add on to it or talk about it or whatever, you can always put it on my Facebook at Stacey Speller Lifestyle Designer, and Twitter at Speak to Stacey, and Instagram at Speak to Stacey. Who is this? Miss you in here. Oh, I miss you too, Tiki. Hopefully I'll see you in July. Okay, so that's all I have, and you guys keep well. Chat soon.